Hello and welcome to the Cult of Cinema. My name is Aaron, and this is, for now, the final portion of the collection for Arrow Video. Now, last night I did my Arrow Video single releases with some of the print stuff, some window box stuff. What I couldn't get out yesterday was the DVDs and the Arrow Academy. So I literally got up on a very, very tall ladder and went all the way up to the top and actually brought down the Arrow DVD releases. Hey there, Missing. Welcome. I hadn't planned to do one this early, but I figure I want to hit like all the, I guess, all the different, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Hey there, Kaz. What? Time zones. All the different time zones. I did one late last night, so I literally slept an hour today before I had to get up. Hey there, Matt. Welcome. But we got the Arrow Academy. We got the Arrow DVD. Arrow DVD is going to have a lot of the early stuff that I got, a lot of that, and I brought up the Extra Rentals box set as well. So we'll look at all those, and afterwards, what we can do is we can dive into like the Kino sale to show you guys that, because Kino best for people like if we're in North America, but still decent sale for people that love that stuff. But we'll start with the Arrow Academy first. And first up is one of the later Arrow Academy ones that I bought, which was it's 10:50 p.m. in Western Australia. So there, I'm perfect. This is perfect time for Australia. And this is Robert Sidemak, who did, of course, did Wolfman. And this is Phantom Lady. And I don't think I've watched this one with my better half yet. But it's a really neat one. It's kind of it's a noir film. There's actually a Dark and Deadly 50 Years of Film Noir archival documentary on here as well, which I have not watched. So I'm actually very excited to check that out. I'm a huge noir fan. In the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Happy Dingus Day. Have you been to Philadelphia before? Drove through. See, I have not yet been to Philadelphia. I wish. There's a lot of places I'd like to go. Next up is one of my favorites, and that is Network, Sidney Lumet. I love this movie. The monologue in this film is one of the monologues I used when I was a mere 18-year-old kid, 17 or 18, when I did my very first audition tape that I sent out to Los Angeles, to Alameda, and to New York as well. So somewhere, maybe there's an audition tape of me out there doing the whole speech to that. We're ahead of you, Yankees. Yeah, and I'm not a Yankee. What am I at this point? Canadian. Yeah, there we go. Canadian Moroccan. No. The Train, excellent film with Burt Lancaster. I guess I should look in to see if any of these have like the booklets, because people asked me yesterday. So the Phantom Lady doesn't. Network does have the booklet. So always cool to see those there, especially with Arrow Academy. I really love Arrow Academy stuff. It's a shame that once Zavvi acquired Arrow Video, one of the first things he did was cancel the Arrow Academy label. So we'll just put everything under the Arrow banner. I think that was a bit of a mistake, to be honest with you. Next up here is a Jules Dassin film. We're both here. Just ordered The Train from. See, it's such a great film. You're going to love it, Maddie, if you haven't seen it. Is The Naked City, and there's a million stories in The Naked City, and this is one of them. It did become a TV series too, by the way. No. I'm shocked. There's no booklet for this one. Now, this one is one of the window box ones. Some of them don't have booklets. Is that one a booklet? But because we got some of them on second runs, right? So this one is do you know what this one is, guys? Before I turn around, Umbrella are stepping up the releases. I used to review cars for Umbrella for about 2 years, right? Before I moved over here, and just before I moved over here, they changed their person behind public relations, and he was like, "I'm sorry, you can't review for us." And I was sad, but it made sense because I was moving over here anyway, so I was actually going to have to contact them. However, I will say, Mill Creek still always sends great stuff to me. So definitely, Thieves Highway. This is one of my favorites that I picked up from Air Academy. Richard Conte and LG Cobb. This is just such a really, really good movie. And it's like, again, it's Jules Dassin, so you expect it to be really good. But there's a bunch of features on here that are great as well. There's a long haul of AI. I'm going to butcher this name, by the way. Bizzle Rides. A 55-minute documentary portrait on the Thieves Highway author and screenwriter. This is really, really excellent. The next up is one, I think this is Hin's favorite of the Arrow. She's looking at me because she knows when I say this is her favorite, that's going to be something that she totally hates. So this is The Beast. It is a film by Verlian Borowicz. What? Borowicz. Okay. There we go. So she does know the director. Heather Simatek. This is an interesting little film in that it started out as a short on another film, and they made it into its own film. So it stars Sirpa Lane, who would actually be in the Italian knockoff sequel called Beast in Space, and it is a version of Beauty and the Beast, but a little bit more sexy and bestial. So it started out as a tale on Immoral Tales, which was another of his films. Actually, the short version of The Beast is included as a special feature on here. Gorgeous Russ Meyer's head. Actually, that is right back there, and that won't be the last thing I show. But yes, I will be showing out that Russ Meyer's head, and we'll be looking in it too, by the way, as best as I can. Trying to show stuff. Again, these are gorgeous. See, these here started out when Arrow was coming to North America. One of the first things they did was they started a GoFundMe campaign. When they did, there was certain things that were at the time exclusive to the GoFundMe campaign. One was a box set of this director's films. I have two of these. I bought them separately. They since put out a box set. But when you have two of the 5 films, I'll buy them one separately rather than buy a box set to get them again. This one was in the 4-film noir set, by the way, and this is Force of Evil. Hey there, WrestleManiac. Welcome. WrestleManiac, that's a name that is special to my better half, actually. Will Arrow make more maybe I make more for them? I'm not sure, actually. But great film. John Garfield's one of my favorite actors. Humoresque is one of my favorite old films. We have the big combo here as well. Another one I love. I gotta fix this thing here though. Let's try it well. Great films. There's some really good features on these, by the way. So Arrow Academy does a lot of good stuff. Some people come in, some people left. Those people are gonna miss out on the really good stuff. But you're not, because you're here. You guys are cool. We got the Manchurian Candidate here as well. Frank Sinatra, Lawrence Harvey, and Janet Leigh. And of course, Angela Lansbury in a very, very on Angela Lansbury role. I did see the Empire set. I'm very tempted by it. I may grab it down the road. I didn't grab it right now because I'm behind on a lot of Arrow stuff, and there's stuff that I need more. But it looks like a really good set, and one that for me and my better half will probably grab it. We have a couple of those, but we have them in not as good editions, so we'll buy it down the road, actually, especially for that Dungeon Master 3 films. It looks really good, and I'm going to show you something very close to, kind of similar to that style that they did back in the day in a second. This is Preston Sturges' Sullivan's Travels, another fantastic film. These all, by the way, all the Arrow Academies are known for having amazing features on them. We got The Big Knife with Jack Palance. I think I'm not sure if this is before or after he had the accident that changed the look of his face. But a great cast: Jack Palance, Ida Lupino, Wendell Corey, Rod Steiger, Everett Sloan. Yes, the Everett Sloan from the early Universal films. I said they're getting rid of Arrow Academy, but still release these titles of the regular label. What titles do you look at now that continue that tradition? Oh, that's a really good one. Oh, bye for now. Oh, have a fantastic day there, Miss Sung, and hopefully you'll be coming in here again soon. Because there's some really good stuff coming up. Right now, I mean, when you look at some of their more, I'll have to go on afterwards. I'll check for you. because I wouldn't be able to say like offhand, but much of their kind of their film noir stuff, much of the more drama stuff would be something that you'd see with Arrow Academy. I don't know if they took it Arrow Academy like more or less so that they could get, focus more on different types of titles. There was a time when I thought some of the earlier like the Japanese stuff would fit under Arrow Academy, but they didn't tend to go that way for some reason. Right here is Brute Force with Jules Dassin. I'm a huge Burt Lancaster fan too. Great cast. Hume Cronin's in this one here. Charles Bickford, Yvonne DiCarlo, Anne Blythe, Ella Raines, just Howard Duff from later on from Dallas. Amazing film, amazing cast. This is The Killers, the second Killers. I showed the first one off last night because for some reason I got stuck in with my regular Arrow releases. But this is the one with Lee Marvin and John Cassavetes and Clu Gallagher and Ronald Reagan in his very last screen role as a bad guy. I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. And of course, the very, very beautiful Angie Dickinson right there. I'll leave the window box ones for last. These aren't Arrow Academy, but they are Arrow releases that were up with the Arrow Academy. So I'm going to show these because these are two neat little sets that they did, and I kind of want to see more. So this is the Nakatsu Damanga's collection. The first one had Voice of the Shadows, Red Pier, and the Rambling Guitarist, which is a pretty eclectic mix. And I do love these here. I don't think my better half has watched these yet. So I would definitely watch these with her because I really think she's going to love them. Each one of them gets its own disc, by the way, so it's not like, although it may be a slimline case, the each get their own disc. And they did a volume 2 of it as well. And, hey there, Wayne, welcome, man. I'm surprised there wasn't a volume 3 this time. If you're here, I did a video yesterday. We had over like 100 views, but only 13 or 14 likes. So be sure to like in the likey thing, so, subscribe and hit that notification button down below. This one here as Tokyo, A Mighty Guy, Dangerous Pays, and Murder Incorporated on here. Again, each one of them gets its own disc, so gotta love that. And a great release. Now I have 2 of the window boxes here to show you guys as well. And first off, we have another Jules Dassin release, because of course we do. And this is Rififi, fantastic film. This is one I think my better half really liked. She likes these bank robbery films, these kind of heist films. And Rififi is definitely that. So noir film. And so if those have never seen like these window boxes, this is the way it's done. Is just the boxes there. They were done different. They were white for the Arrow Video and black for Arrow Academy with the gray. So you get the different artwork in here. You get the kind of the big booklet, and you have the choice of. Oh, thank you. She got me my tea, and she's not feeling well either. So. And every time you choose, hey, there's Swift, welcome, man. You can choose a different one. So I had this one up. So let's change it up, and we'll put this one here for a change. So what I do is I'll put it in like this. And now we have another artwork for Fifi. Oh, but the booklet, I forgot to put the booklet back in. Because it had a nice booklet. And it had one of those Arrow like kind of cards where they'd like tell you what some of the other stuff they had. So when Arrow Academy was the thing, we had like stuff like the Conformist, which I think is there now still. So if you want to get any Arrow Academy stuff, there are still some Arrow Academy releases in the Arrow sale that's going on right now. Once they're gone, whether they re-release them under Arrow Video or just get rid of them altogether, don't know. But if there's any you really want, grab them. Next up is Cinema Paradiso. Order from Hell High. Nice. It is a really different title. I really like Hell High. Don't go in expecting like a regular slasher. Kind of like, think of, slasher meets, in a very tame way, I Spit on Your Grave meets kind of Teenage Clockwork Orange. But it's really, really good. My better half's like, look, no, I don't think I'm going to like it. No, you would actually. It's not what you think. It's not like salty. Cinema Paradiso. This is really neat. This has two versions of the film. We got the 124 minute theatrical version of this film and the 174-minute director's cut. Oh, by the way, when you ordered Hell High, did you get the Ravage Fury cover, slip cover? That's what I went for. So this was done in a neat little pack. Of course, there's a 4K this one out there now, but this one is such a gorgeous edition. I don't think I need to upgrade this one to 4K. I think we better have a Grizzly on that, right? Now, it's a wonderful film. I definitely recommend Cinema Paradiso for any cinema lover out there, because it's a great film. But no, going in, it's not like an Arrow video action film or anything like that. Before we get into the singles, this is the X Rental series. So this is kind of the precursor to the Empire set that's coming out now. And I showed it before, so I won't take much time up on this one, but it had like McBain on DVD, like these with reversible artwork. It had the cheerleaders, but it had a bonus because it also came with a second disc with Revenge of the Cheerleaders. And who doesn't want Revenge of the Cheerleaders? Maniac Cop was here as well. And right here it says Penitentiary, but this actually includes Penitentiary and Penitentiary 2. Still Penitentiary 3 race issues, hard to get that one out. But this was a great set. It was put out early. This was under what they called Aerodrome, which is we did a lot of DVD stuff and rental type stuff and stuff you'd see in video stores. Aerodromes unfortunately was canceled. They also put it at the Gates of Hell trilogy, but I showed that yesterday, so I didn't take that one down. I probably should though, because I did. It is part of this here series. But let's go into the DVDs, because we're going to get some really, really neat stuff here and stuff that you may not have seen. Maniac Cop is really fun. Maniac Cop 2 is good. Maniac Cop 3 is the best parts of Maniac Cop 3 don't have Maniac Cop in it, actually. Started with the last of the DVD ones I got. The Shout Factory did 4 packs. They did, actually. I got a couple of those over there. That's the reason I'm waiting a bit on the Empire set. But the 4 packs were DVD and 2 on 1 disc. So I will eventually get the Empire set. So this is Reform Schoolgirls. This is one of the newer of the DVDs, one of the last ones they put out, I think. And there's a specific reason that I'm pointing that out, is that there was a uniformity to the early stuff, which I will show you guys in a second. This is 7 minutes. This is from Russ Meyer. We will show the Russ Meyer box set near the end of this. Keep you here. Luke was busy for Pizza Hut for some reason, maybe because it was Easter weekend, made $250 in tips. Nice. Congratulations, William. But this is the only Russ Meyer one that wasn't included, aside from the one they had the rights to, on the box set, which is the one that Roger Ebert wrote, actually. Not this one, the other one, the Valley of the Dolls. Now let's get into the ones that had a bit more uniformity to them, but these were gorgeous. Now these here did have booklets, but that I don't have put in yet, and posters as well. Parmesan breadsticks are great. This is Christmas Evil. I've got a few different versions of this one. I think I have a Vinegar Syndrome edition, Blu-ray as well. But I bought this one during a sale because look at this cover, man. This is gorgeous. As always, there's the artwork that you know. Hey there, Yage. Hey there, Scholar, as well. So you can see that on the inside. But very good film. Here's I would say a little known fact, but every time anybody talks about Christmas Evil, one of the first things they say is, it's a little known fact that Fiona Apple's dad started as a killer. So it's no longer a little known fact. Everybody said it. Fiona Apple's dad is a killer in Christmas Evil. So if you're a fan of Fiona Apple, he'll slay you. I like that. This is, was it Rick Melton? Something like that. I did the covers for these early ones. So this is Sleepless. This is an early one I got from... was Cult Labs? So, yeah, the Cult Labs is. I think they're still a forum too. Actually, I used to go there. I got a happy birthday message from them. But Sleepless here, of course, it is a ladder. Argento Giallo, probably his last really Giallo until Black Glasses came out. Was it Dark Glasses? But I like this. People hate on this one a lot. So the acting is not as good as some of the early Giallo stuff, but it's a Giallo. You don't expect super great acting. Do not judge this one by its title. the next one I'll show you. But first, this was a neat thing to do. So they call this one Masters of Giallo Dario Argento. Now all the rest of them just have Dario Argento on them. I was hoping to keep the Masters of Giallo like moniker up there, but this is well, I'll let you read the title because I want to get demonetized. But Massimo Dallamano did some great giallos as well, by the way. Super B, right there we go. But also known as Blue Movie Blackmail, which is actually a better title. I guess this is more catchy, but Blue Movie Back to kind of Blackmail is actually what it's about. It has the beautiful Stephanie Beacham, who I was in love with as a kid from Dynasty, and like later on Sister Kate. To be honest with you, got sleeps off the Kino cell. There you go. We got such a crossover here with the Kino stuff, right? This is why I think Arrow's cool. They always have the older artwork, and it's true. They have like this one here has like look at this. Look at this art. This is amazing. And you can tell, like just from the drawing, it's Ivan Razumov. So for those that know, Ivan Razumov is a guy that was in like a lot of giallos, a lot of Plizio Tesci films. One that I always look out for. This is a very good film. So, but in this one, he's a police inspector working undercover to expose a London escort agency with a frequently naked Stephanie Beacham. That may have been one of the reasons, like, is being filmed in sexually compromised positions while with her moneyed clients, and of course, those moneyed clients are being blackmailed. And perhaps it'll be your first Arrow thing. That is a great one to start with, man. The Empire set goes back WrestleManiac. This guy named WrestleManiac here to the early days of Arrow. It's definitely a throwback to the early days of Arrow, with the quality and the set design of New Arrow, which is amazing. I think everybody and their dad is eventually going to get this. I did a big order from Arrow during the sale, and I picked up like six items, 2 box sets, 3 limited editions, 1 regular, and I got some points left over. I was going to use the points for another film, but I don't know if I should save the points, use them for future release for a bigger one. It depends. All right, so we're getting into one that I really like. Obviously, a big my better half, him, my spouse, is Tinto Brass. She's shaking her head again. So this film is famous because, well, aside from Tinto Brass, some really good stuff. This has Stephanie Sandrelli in it, and you know who Stephanie Sandrelli is. So anyway, I think she was like the wife of a politician. It had a bit of like your first Arrow was Brain Damage. Well, not a bad one. It's got it's a henna ladder. And the killer part of it, some of these, is when I was putting these together, I like really had to look to figure out which was which. Is this the key? Yes, it is, I think. Because this looks very similar to so I'm gonna have to like censor this cover, do you think? So this is All Ladies Do It, which is my all-time favorite Tinto Brass film. I think it's his best. Tinto Brass, this one has Claudia Call in it, and Paolo Lanza. He was very much, oh yeah, this is definitely a scene from All Ladies Do It. He was very much I would consider him almost like a feminist director in the way that he treated like women and kind of like taking control. What Salon Kitty release is best? I picked up the Occult Epics release when they put out the Cause, when I put the box set. So that's the only one that I've ever had, though, and I like that edition of Salon Kitty. If you can get, like, I'm sure you can get it on its own, but they put it out initially in a box set, which I'll show you afterwards, actually, because it was a really nice set. Next up is another Argento, which is Two Evil Eyes. The DVD of this one was so good, I haven't upgraded to Blu-ray yet. Eventually, I'll upgrade to the 4K edition, but haven't done it yet. So, Two Evil Eyes. And it's one that I have upgraded, and this is not the case it came in, but I was looking for cases. So, but this is Pieces. Look at this artwork on here. Look at this gorgeously gory artwork. I love it. Pieces is a great movie. One of my very first that I bought, and I bought on DVD, was Tenebrae. This one does have a window box to it. What's that?
What?
I just heard something.
We live in a building.
What?
We live in a building.
We do. We live in a society. But again, I have Sony versions, Tenebrae. Next up is, this is a long and a print one. This is Savage Streets. They put out a really banger edition of Savage Streets, like a really good one. Look at this cover. So I got to get the poster put back into these actually before I put them up. The poster of Savage Streets is really good because look at this. So Linda Blair, never looks so good. Great one. There's a double-sided photo poster in this one. There's a collector's booklet. A bunch of features on here, including the writing by Kayla Janice. About your first Tenebrae in 2004. It's still my favorite, like, original film. There's never been a good cover art for this film. I know because I've had a few different editions of it. And this is Slaughter High. I love Slaughter High. Savage Streets with Linda Blair in the bathtub. Gotta love that. It's like you pig. But Slaughter High, great one. Though this is you see, these are the oldest looking high school students since Grease. Because Carol Monroe is in this one. Beautiful Carol Monroe. Definitely, I think in her late 20s, early 30s by the time she did this. But it's a fun film. It's one of those films that is insane, and you're like, "What the hell am I watching?" And then it kind of explains everything at the end, and you're like, "Oh, I think I want to watch this again." Well, at least that was from my experience. Your first error was The Last Starfighter. I saw that in theater. It's a great movie. Afterwards, I remember man, when did some aliens come and grab me? I can be the last one. I'll say I got asked about this one a few times when I mentioned Nico Mastorakis. So before Nico Mastorakis started making kind of thrillers and action movies and stuff like that, he really cut his teeth with this one right here, and it's probably one of his more infamous films. And this is Island of Death. This was put out on Blu-ray. However, when this was put out on Blu-ray, apparently one of the special features that's included on the DVD was not able to be included anymore. So if you have the DVD of Island of Death and you've got the Blu-ray and you're thinking of getting rid of the DVD, I wouldn't. I would keep the Island of Death DVD along with your Blu-ray because the extra feature is there. If you're a big fan of Nico Mastorakis, this is a good early start. It's going to be very different from The Wind or Zero Boys or Bloodstone or anything like that. It is much more Nico Mastorakis doing Video Nasty type of film, as opposed to what we would get known for later, which is like the action type stuff. Next up is Frivolous Lola by Tinto Brass. I love me some Tinto Brass. And it's pretty much the same cover on the other side, except you see the girl, and I can't show you that. What's the feature? I'll read it. Hey, Cinema Dave, welcome, man. Happy Monday to you. So here's the features on Island of Death. I think I was going to get the name wrong. Aside from the booklet and uncut for the first time in the UK. So brand new commentary with director Nico Mastorakis and critic Callum Waddle. Maybe that's what they had to take out because Callum Waddle left the company, remember? Q&A with director Nico Mastorakis. 2010 re-recording of Destination Understanding from Island of Death. Original trailer, interview with Nico Mastorakis, the music of Island of Death. So let us check this out really quickly. I'm actually very curious now to find out what is missing. So I'm going to go to Arrow right here, and I am going to look up Island of Death. This is why you come to me for the awkward transitions. No, for the ability to. It's okay. Now what the hell? See, I put in Island of Death. You think that the only thing that would come up is Island of Death, but it's not. It's not the only thing that comes up. So the features on Island of Death were the brand new interview with director. So you got a new interview. The film's Nico Mastorakis. The director hosts the documentary covering his varied career in cinema, which is on here as well. So what's missing is, I guess, the 2010 re-recording of Destination Understanding from Island of Death, probably the Q&A, and the and the commentary with Nico Mastorakis and Callum Waddle, which is what I expected because Callum Waddle worked with 80 films. We did have a pretty it was a pretty like big breakup between Callum Waddle and Arrow back in the day. I can say this one because it's French, right? So Basmois, which means it means worse than I thought it meant actually, because I asked you and your sister and they're like, no, that's actually, but actually this is a really good film, because I took this as Kiss Me, but the making of Basmois here, 40-minute documentary, Q&A with the director, Russell Sleeve, our work, just incredible film. I really like this movie. Have you ever seen this? It's a great French film. You'll like it, actually, I think. Next up, this is really cool. So this is Beyond Reanimator. I went to a convention to see Jeffrey Combs, and he'd never seen this version of it before, never seen his artwork. Oh, I gotta get the poster for this one too, because posters like got his. So you can see like there's Combs writing all over it. He signed it. There's a double-sided poster. It's in with my other posters right now, but he signed the poster as well. He really loved this artwork, by the way. Looked at the alternate title. Letterboxd for the French. Yeah, I told you, man. This is The Card Player, another one by Rick Melton, who made these kind of super sexy title. Just no, it's the cover. The cards cover it. This one had like a complete D'Argento like trailer reel, like 18 trailers on here, which was one of the reasons I wanted this, because Card Player wasn't one of my favorite films. That, and this is a sexy cover. This is not in the movie, by the way, but it is. I've since come to really like The Card Player. It's one of those that kind of had to grow on me, though. It's very much procedural. It's very much because he made this around the time he was watching CSI, and this is his version of doing a CSI episode. Next up is one of my favorite Argento films with Asia Argento, and this is The Stendhal Syndrome. I think this one never gets the praise that it deserves, because it is so gorgeous, so well done. You watch this one with me, haven't you? Now, I'll be honest with you, this is not going to be an easy watch, because Asia plays a police officer who suffers from Stendhal Syndrome. And basically that means she can get overwhelmed when she looks at art and paintings. There's some beautiful sequences where she kind of like literally gets immersed into the painting, but she is looking for this this killer that assaults and kills women, and she finds him, but unfortunately she gets attacked by him, and it starts this whole like big thing. It's got a great twist in the end. I love this movie. Definitely strong recommendation. Speaking of strong recommendations, Terror at the Opera, otherwise known as Dario Argento's Opera, is a great film. This is a rare 2-disc set, which has the one's features and 2 versions of the film on here. So we get all these have like posters, by the way, just to let you know. So again, they got the complete trailer gallery on this one, international version with choice of Italian or English audio, a U.S. edit of the film as well, with choice of original track or the canned dub audio, U.S. trailer, international trailer, top 6 gore scenes menu, which is something I don't think they ever did again, was like top 6 gore scenes, which is very different for Arrow. This was like early Arrow when they were kind of like really finding their feet, I think. Last but not least of these, before we get into the Russ Meyer box set, is The Night Child. Again, it's another Massimo Dallamano film. I'm a big fan of his. He put out the Super B and The Night Child on. Is that? Is that the girl from Demons and Deep Red? You took the Card Player. Card Player's worth getting, man. I gotta know now. Is this the girl from Deep? It looks like her. So in Deep Red, there's a scene where he goes to this old house and he sees this really kind of like unusual little girl that is kind of that shows him to the house, and she actually has pinned down this like this lizard with a pin. Um, is this the one? I why can I not find this film? Um, Anybody know if this is the right girl? They've seen the new Winnie the Pooh. Actually, I have not. I'll eventually see it. You want to look at this movie for me?
What?
This guy that wrote this, the guy that like did the cinematography for Fistful of Dollars and films, who did this. So he directed Cult 38's Special Squad, which is his last directorial effort, and that's one that I'm actually getting coming in a box set. Evelyn Stewart's in this one. I forgot Evelyn Stewart's in this. The little girl. Who's the freaking little girl?
I'll look for you.
Child star Nicolette Elmy. Where are you at, Nicolette Elmy? Here we go. So it is a girl. So the girl, her right there, she's in Deep Red. What's really neat about this is if you watch the movie Demons, with Lamberto Bava's Demons, Dario Argento's Demons, directed by Lamberto Bava, the really gorgeous redheaded usher in Demons with the green dress on. That's her. She grew up to be stunning beauty. Can I see your comments? Actually, yes. Okay, there we go. Now I see it. Sorry, I didn't see it. They got Mephisto Waltz and Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker for horror and set. Well, they're good titles. They're really good titles. I haven't seen Mephisto Waltz in a long time, but I do kind of remember Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker. I remember really liking that one. Now, for the set that a lot of you guys are here for, Russ Meyer. The most looked at set in my entire collection. Not going to lie. And one of my favorites. One of the very first things I bought from Arrow. I got this for under 20 pounds right before it sold out and was no longer available. What happened to the little girl in Murder Set Pieces? Oh. So there were two versions of the set that came out. The first version included 18 films, and the second version included 19. This is the second version. Also, the first version was massively big, putting them each in their own like case. This one here puts them in a book. So I'm going to try to show you some of this. So there's a big book here. Can't show you that picture. Can't show you that picture. Definitely can't show you that one. Okay, here. You can see this picture right here. There's some great write-ups in here. The films of Russ Meyer. The Russ Meyer, I Was Glad to Do It by David K. Frazier. The Moral Mr. T's Lust, Greed, and Lost, an interview with Russ Meyer. Lorna Meyer does Drive-In Steinbeck, an interview with Russ Meyer in memoriam of Russ Meyer. And they show like poster art for all the films on there. And we'll look at the Kino sale for you guys in a second too, by the way, as a bonus for coming in at this early time of day for some of you, again, later time for class. So this one here opens up like this, and I got it just to make sure there's no. Okay, so kind of like pretty tame stuff like the Moral Mr. T's and even Hand. I don't think anything like Russ Meyer did was ever not really kind of tame. It was pretty like. Can show you that one. Can show you that one. Can show you that one. Okay, Lorna and Mudhoney. Really like Lorna. Mudhoney's pretty cool. Kill Baby, Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. It's probably one that he's most famous for. One of the ones he's more famous for. It's definitely one of the more lighthearted ones. Mondo Topless when he did his Mondo stuff. Cherry, Harry, and Raquel was a really good one. It's probably one of the first things. Maybe the first thing Charles Napier did. Charles Napier's like girlfriend at the time. Charles Napier was a big actor. You can look him up. Was going to audition for that movie for Russ Meyer, and for a movie for Russ Meyer. And Russ Meyer's like, "Do you act?" And he was like, "No, not really." He said, I think I can use you in a movie." And Charles Napier's career got started by Russ Meyer. So you can thank. He did one of the later ones he did was Pandora Peaks, about Pandora Peaks. My favorite Russ Meyer film of all time is with Erica Gavin, and that is Vixen. It was probably also the first Russ Meyer film I ever saw. There's also Super Vixens, which is insane but fun. Up, which is crazy. And last but not least, Beneath the Valley of the Ultra Vixens. One of the great sets. But Usher for an Eagle Theater. She has that look about her. Like she in Deep Red, she has this very evil look about her. And in the movie, like you're never quite sure. Hey there, Murderville. Is like you're not quite sure if she's good or bad. Oh, not feeling good. My better half is on her way upstairs. You're staring at the set. Yours is the first in the 12 DVD case wide. Oh, so you got the first edition. Oh, that's a big one, man. I think the only movie the first edition is missing, if I'm correct, you correct me if I'm wrong, Murdersville, is Pandora Peaks, right? That's the one that was put in for the second edition of the film. Of that set before they had to get rid of it. I don't think. I think that the Usherette character was part of the evil as well. She just has that look to her, and I go back and forth. I mean, I watched movie timelines talking about it, and he says he doesn't think she was. He thinks she was kind of a red herring. I do like movie timelines a lot. He has a lot of great stuff. But with that being said, I know you guys want to check out the sale from Kino. So because I don't have as many releases for that, let's check out the spring sale from Kino. I still think that hands down, 100%, this Arrow Easter Carnage sale is the go-to like big sale of the first half of this year right now. And I know there's going to be a sale for Vinegar Syndrome and stuff, but for me, like I got a lot of Vinegar Syndrome. I got a lot of Arrow. I got more Arrow probably than anything else in my collection. But with that all being said, I'm just putting your message up here so I'll be able to see them. So let's dive into the sale. I'll give you some recommendations like I did the last time around. So their final date for this one is April 24th. As always, I'm not going to go through everything, but I'll give recommendations on each one. The Kino version of Bay of Blood is the best version. Well, Bay of Blood is the least like kind of my Arrow releases when it comes to the Bava stuff. And it's like it's given the least amount of features. It was the earliest one, the earlier one's done. It's just a Blu-ray release for Bay of Blood. They never really put the work into that one that they put into like Black Sabbath or Black Sunday. But that being said, Kino splits up a lot of their other Bava releases into like you want to get like the international version versus the American version, you got to buy two editions. But Bay of Blood is one of those where I'd say, yeah, Kino's where is the place to get it. Kino has a card player in the sale. It does actually, and it's one that actually somebody here almost had in their card. So out of this list right here, the first stuff, I like the early stuff. So I'm going to say 13 Washington Square and 23 Paces to Baker Street. Three Bad Men is good too with George O'Brien. Alias, Nick Beale, The Seventh Dawn because Suzanne York's on it. My better half would get Against All Flags because it's Errol Flynn. And Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, Smarter Brothers, a lot of fun as well. Looks like they've broken up the Pioneers, First Women Filmmakers into single releases as well, the Gaumont years and the Solax years. So you can buy the Pioneers, First Women Filmmakers. Now, you don't have to buy the box set. You can buy the ones you want. And Soon to Darkness, recommendation, that's more fun. At the Antichrist, you got to like it. If you don't like it, it's not going to be any good. Ants was one of those that I don't know if I'll ever get it because I always associate the movie Ants with like even though like it's on Kino now, with really low budget releases, because it was on every like single label that could have it. I'm guessing it might have been like had distribution issues so that anybody could use it, right? But I used to have like a few different like really low rent versions of that film. Uh, we got Arabian Adventure here. We have this one. This one's a lot of fun. I think you own the most from Arrow, but Kino is fastly growing in your collection. Arsene Lupin collection. That's actually one my better half would be interested in. This early Arabian Nights one here with John Hall will be a fun one as well. Sitting on the shelf for a bit. It's one of those you got to be in the mood for. Now, I always say look towards when you're looking at some of this Kino stuff. Look towards the stuff that like the sub labels and stuff like that. Because I'm always uncertain which sub labels are still going on or which ones are going to keep going. Like there's neat stuff here like Assassination with Henry Silva and Evelyn Stewart, which is an Italian film, of course. There's your hint right there. It's got Henry Silva and Evelyn Stewart. Evelyn Stewart was big for this. The Asphyx is here, but like stuff like Jezebel's The Au Pair Girls. I know from Val Guest. We watched The Persuaders last night, and Val Guest actually did an episode of that. Actually, if it's the one I remember, it's pretty good. Your spy thriller stars the criminally cool Henry Silva as a man who must die twice in order to live. Time, memory, and fear have no meaning for Secret Service man John Chandler as he awaits his ultimate fate on death row until he's offered an opportunity for resurrection. Altering his appearance through plastic surgery, John becomes his fictitious long-lost brother Philip as part of a subterfuge plot to take down a nefarious crime lord. The directorial debut of Emilio P. Marigoli, The Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave, The Red Queen Kills 7 Times. Yeah, grab this one, guys. Assassination co-stars Fred Bear and Giallo goddess Evelyn Stewart. Beautifully shot and scoped by Enrico Mincer. Oh, yes. Hell yes. The guy that shot Captain Ninetales. New audio commentary bar. Yeah. Strong recommendation on Assassination for you guys. And if you get it, let me know what you think. Au Pair Girls, definite recommendation. And anytime you see like Jezebel or Redemption, big recommendations on a lot of their stuff. So Alpha Dr. Orloff is definitely one of the better ones. These Coen releases too. You got to look for the right ones, not the newer ones, but some of the Coen releases are actually not bad. Babylon Berlin here, like the TV series. Bad Manners, like kind of like 70s or 80s. It's either late 70s or an early 80s comedy. I love these hair sets. They do some of the best of these type of sets. So Barbara Stanwyck collectionaires, Interns Can't Take Money, The Great Man's Lady, and The Bride Wore Boots. Yeah, definitely give a recommendation on that. I don't know Beast Clawing at Straws, but I love the cover. A Bedroom Window. I like this one. I was a big Steve Gutenberg fan of this around this time period. And I like those, Rear Window, sexploitation films that were being done. Anything Mae West. James Stewart, same thing. James Stewart and Julia Adams, of course, from Creature from Black Lagoon. Beware the Blob is a lot of fun. Beware the Blob is a movie that is it is a lesson in improvisation, because this film literally it's got a lot of like big actors. 84. Okay, I didn't expect to be that late in the 80s. But I guess that's still early 80s, like kind of right there. Board the Blob has a lot of big actors, and he literally kind of throw out the script at points and just improvise, and I love that. The Black Stop was here. Black Moon Rising is another great little film. Blackmail's early Hitchcock release. I will have to check it out. I love that film. I really do. It is such a weird ass film. Right here, we are going to say, the Blood Beast Hair. Yeah, Peter Cushing. Hell yeah. Blood Paradise. Why do I know this film? Swedish film, right? Yeah, it's been a long time, but I know I've seen this movie. So half recommendation because I think I remember liking it. Bloody Brood, of course, recommendation for that one there. Big recommendation for anything Marlene Dietrich. Blue Monkey is a really cool little like kind of exploitation, I'm pretty sure, monster film. And before, I think this was put out by Dark Force, but luckily this is coming through Kino, so I don't feel so bad about getting it. And it's a fun one. So limited old card slipcase no longer available. Kindly refrain from asking. So this one has Steve Railsback, or William Fruit directed this one. Yes, Canadian film. A lot of fun. Hey Jesse, welcome. I'm trying to do a lot more live streams on here recently. To it's a big month for sales and stuff like that. Next month is going to be another big month because we're going to be going through for the month of the big like halfway sales. Got the Border Town, the TV series here, Bodies and Rest in Motion, Blind a Dolphin, Brainwashed, Sex, Camera, Power. I don't remember this one. The Breaking In, I remember though. I did like that one. Jean Moreau in the Bride Wore Black. Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. Still the best version of that one. Does this have the documentary? If it doesn't, then no. It's got two commentaries. The best version of this one to get is still, if you can find it, like Arrow Video put out the 2-disc limited edition. That's the version to get. This is Kino sale I'm on right now. They are coming back. They normally do this too, actually. I'm going to do during this. But I think the biggest sale going on right now is still like, it's still going to be the Arrow sale. But I thought it'd be neat to look into this one because I didn't have as much Arrow stuff to show this time because we've done 3 or 4 days of it. Britannia Hospital is here. I like that film. Indicator played a better edition of this, though. I'd say get the Indicator edition of Britannia Hospital. Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. Like, I'd still say get the Arrow edition of that one, but definitely get it. It's a great film if you're a fan of the director, if you're a fan of Warren Oates. I'm a big fan of Warren Oates. Now, this is a cool one. This is one better half like actually. So it's Buck Rogers in 25th Century, the complete series. I used to actually skip school to watch this sometimes because this used to come on in the day, and when I was in high school. Well, that wasn't the only reason. I just, it was high school. Real Lake Blue Monkey. It is a good film. They got the theatrical film there, Buck Rogers in 25th Century. I literally like bumped into Joel Gerard. Not like, I don't mean like, I mean like literally. I was at a convention in Montreal, my very first convention. I was trying to meet up my better half because we're doing a photo op. And I went around the turn like super quick and I just stopped just in time. And Joe Gerard was right there in front of me. He was very nice about it though. We got Burke and Hare here, which is a lot of fun. Busting Ellie Gould and Robert Blake. Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker. Somebody might have picked that one up here. Again, another kind of cool one. I like pretty much a lot of Alan Bates stuff. So, Budley Chomps is got a special place in my heart because I had the Scholastics novelization of Chomps. It stars Wesley Uri, who horror fans are probably going to know better because he was in the original. God, I gotta remember the name of it now. Toolbox Murders. He was in the original Toolbox Murders with Cameron Mitchell. He's the lead in that. And but like soap opera fans are probably gonna know him from one of the more popular and the earlier versions of Mike Horton in Days of Our Lives. We got Coba Blanca here as well. Candy. Again, I really like this. I like Llewellyn. This is a weird film though, but I just enjoyed Ringo Starr. There's a whole bunch of actors in this one, guys. Cannibal Apocalypse, John Saxon. Gotta love John Saxon. Does my better half like Alfredo Garcia? Girlfriend at the time hated it when she watched it with me, but she said she dreamed of the movie that night. It's been a while. I have to. She's upstairs and she's lost her way, so I can't ask her. But it's a darker film. I'm not sure if like she loves like the actiony films. But she's more of like the Dirty Dozen type or the Ocean's 11 original than she is more of like the Warren Oates type stuff. So the card players here, gorgeous cover. I got to say it is very reminiscent of the Arrow cover. So it's got a slip. I'm gonna look the features on that one too because I want to know. We got a Caper Blues Canyon Passage here, but let's check out this one. I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know if you need to go back in and buy this one. $8.49 for a Blu-ray. Yes. Hell yes. Audio commentary with film historians Troy Haworth and Nathaniel Thompson. Interview with director, screenwriter Dario Argento. Interview with screenwriter Franco Ferrini. Interview with set designer Antonelli Gelling. I do apologize ahead of time for the butchering of the names. Oh, the Carpenter. I love the Carpenter. Interview with actress Fiora Argento. Limited edition O-card slipcase. Yeah, don't sit on this one, guys. Slipcase edition of this one's going to be limited. Liam Cunningham, really good actor, actually. Does a great job in this one here. I think he's a good actor. I feel Argento's in this. I remember renting the Carpenter on VHS. I guess this is one every guy my age, like, either is going to pick up one of these days or probably already owns. I still don't have it, but I got to get one of these days. And it is career opportunities. It was a big role for Jennifer Connelly. I think the first movie I saw Jennifer Connelly in, and a lot of people are going to say, well, like Labyrinth, but it wasn't Labyrinth, actually. It was 7 Minutes, I think it's the name of it. 7 Minutes in Heaven, yeah, is his name. Was the first thing I saw Jennifer Connelly in. Then, Labyrinth, and then, of course, Career Opportunities, where we all dream, a lot of us guys dreamed of Jennifer Connelly for after this movie, and understood. Hey, yep, I get the riding the horse at the mall thing now. Carol Lombard, Volume 1. Cary Grant, another great one right here. Cat and Canary, Bob Hope. So that's a lot of fun. We got Catch the Heat here. CB4 has become kind of a cult classic. Big fan of Kino does a great box sets. I think the Kino box sets, Scholar, are the next step in what Warner used to do. Remember when Warner did those box sets like Bogey and Bacall and Humphrey Bogart and like the different actor centric box sets and the film noirs and that. I think Kino's box sets are the next iteration of that. We got Charlie Varick, which is a really good film. Definitely a recommendation on that one. Charlie Chan, The Curse of the Dragon Queen. It was a comedy, so you can take it for what it is. Chato's Land. Just about 10 movies. One was being DC Cab. I remember I was there at the opening at DC Cab. Well, not the opening, but the opening in my town when it played first. But Mr. T was a big deal then, and it was just we got Alan Ladd here and Loretta Young in China. Chosen Survivors. I barely remember this one at all, actually. And these are some lower price ones, especially if you live in North America, or especially live in the United States. So these are some great price stuff here. There was a time when we would buy a lot of stuff from. Hopefully, it stands the test of time. It's been ages since I've seen it, man. We'd buy a lot of stuff, but these started they used to have free shipping after a certain threshold. So we would buy up to the threshold, and they would get a lot of money off us. When we went into a Kino sale back in the day, it would be like $200, $250, easy. And that's that's before I took to YouTube. So I had money back then, so I could do that. But they've taken off the free shipping. It made it a lot harder to get. So that's the thing. Anyway, we got Code of Silence. I actually really like this one. Henry Civill's the bad guy in this one here, and the girl. So if you're a Dallas fan, the girl that played a young Miss Ellie in Dallas the Early Years is the lead female actress in this one. College, strong recommendation on Buster Keaton. Very strong recommendation on The Comeback. It's pretty much Norman J. Warren's Giallo. 25-item order. Nice color. It's a really good one by Pete Walker. Really enjoyed this one here. Got Pamela Stevenson in this one. David Doe. Jack Jones was was a singer. And Holly Palance. Related to Jack Palance? Inquiring minds have to know. Daughter. Oh, journalist. Oh, the girl from The Omen. Her dad. Yeah, it is her. It is a Jack Palance's daughter. Okay. Conduct Unbecoming. We got Continental Divide. It's been a lot. Is this one still good, guys? I remember liking this one, but I haven't seen it since probably VHS days. Convoy, that's a fun title. The Omen equals Lee Remick. We got The Crew here, which is okay. Crime Century, The Criminal, Crimson River is really good. Actually, that's a TV series now, isn't it? I'm pretty sure, with Jean Reno still in it. Curse the Undead's a really good one. Cut and Run. Of course, I have the Code Red edition of this one. Strong recommendation on Cut and Run. It's a really fun little film. It doesn't look like it, but it's a kind of a cult, like a literal cult film. Like there's a cult in it. The guy is very much a Jonestown type of guy. Love Convoy, yeah. I got a big old convoy. Yeah, me too. DC Cab, actually good price on DC Cab. Their Dark Intruder is really good too. For the longest time, I had I'm not gonna lie, I had a bootleg copy of Dark Intruder, so it was really good to finally get like a good edition of it, which I don't have anymore. So I got to re-get that one. Dead Men Don't Wear Plaids, another one I saw in theater. I love this movie. Strong recommendation on this one as well. It's a great like comedy take up on the film noir era. So Slipcase No Longer Promised. Okay, there we go. New audio commentary on the radio spots. Buttlemeter teaser trailer. Yeah, Carl Reiner's funny stuff. The killer in this one is it's hilarious. You just got to watch it. Deadline USA is here. Dilly Trap is here with Faye Dunaway, Frank Langella, Deanna Durbin, underrated little actress and does a lot of musical stuff. We get to our first 4K here, $17.99. Not a bad actually price for a 4K, and it is the classic Death Wish. Death Ring I have on VHS. This is one of the VHSs I brought here, and it says Norris, McQueen, Swayze, and of course Billy Drago, right? But when they say Norris, it's like Aaron Norris, and when they say McQueen, it's like Chad McQueen, and when it says Swayze, it's Don Swayze. But very, very slick. Exactly, Don Swayze. Death on the Nile, great title there. Deep Star 6. Again, I love those films. The Abyss was my least favorite of those like water films. I just like the more monstery ones. We got Delivery Boys here. Desperately Seeking Susan. It's fun, man. And Randy, welcome, man. Devil's Kiss here, another redemption title. I always say if you get like a good price on a redemption title, like if you're collecting those, grab them. I got them VHS. I'm even older school. Detective Story is really good with Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas, Devil Bat. We got that one. That's a great one. Devil's Eight is fun. Diabolical Doctors. This entire one, Devil's Needle and Other Tales of Vice Redemption. We really like this one. We got this one. Everyone on this one here is a recommendation, right? Solid recommendations all around on that one. Diabolical Yours, Elaine Delon, and Senta Berger. Definitely a fan of that. My least favorite, like of the Pete Walker movies, is Die Screaming Marianne, but I still like it. So Diary of a Mad Housewife is good too. But I'm a big Susan George fan. Dinosaurus is here. We got Diva, Doc with Stacey Keach. The Don is Dead with Anthony Quinn is here. Do Much, Ian Bannon, Judy Geeson. Double Door is here. Don't tell her it's me. Steve Gutenberg with his mullet. By the way, I got to show you this. This is the days. Come on, I have a bigger picture. Yep. See Steve Gutenberg, Jamie Gertz, Kyle MacLachlan, and Shelley Long. Look at that 80s mullet. There's some excellent prices there, man. Dr. Cyclops is here. Le Delos, The Finger Man, really good film by John Pierre Melville. Dr. Mabuse, The Gambler, restored edition version. Definitely a good one there. Dr. Orloff's Monster. If you like your Doctor Who, there's the first Doctor Who in color, because Doctor Who, the TV series, did not go in color until like John Pertwee. But this is like earlier Doctor Who with Peter Cushing as the Doctor, who's human. And Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD. And the first one they put out was Doctor Who and the Daleks. So we finally got to see colorful Daleks and colorful Doctor. Jack Webb in the film version of Dragnet before the TV series. We got the Earth Die Screaming. Eden and After. I don't remember that one as well. The Emmanuel ones, I got 1 and 2. They were sent to me by Anubis. I still need to get Goodbye, Emmanuel. So big thanks to Anubis for that, because I really love the Emmanuel films. I might actually watch those today because it's been a long time. Endless Night, Agatha Christie. I'd say Indicator, but if you're getting it from North America, you don't have like a region free player. Uh, Definitely a decent film. Spent your whole day making you. There's a lot of great prices, great titles here. Enter the Ninja. Again, if you don't have the manual, these three for the original Manuel series, like there's more Manuels, Manuel 4 and Manuel 5. But for the Sylvia Crystal Manuel series, this is it. This is all three of them. You can get these three and you can say, I've got all the classic original Sylvia Crystal Manuels. Erotic Rights of Frankenstein here is just Franco one. We got a really good release here, 4K release for Escape from Alcatraz. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Great film. I don't know if I'd ever watch it again. It was, but 4K release of that one. I would probably get Alcatraz. I got that one. First time I saw Escape from Alcatraz, I don't think I saw it in theater. I think I saw it on CED. So before VHS. Face the Window, Todd Slaughter. I like Todd Slaughter. It's really cheesy stuff, but I love it. Phantomos. I said I want to get my better half down the road. She really loves this Phantomos stuff. Phantomos 3 film collection from the 1960s Phantomos, because this is the early or like silent ones. Farewell Friend is Alain Delon, Charles Bronson. Here's some recommendations from me right now. I'm a huge fan of Polizio Tesci films. And one of the things that helped make me a huge fan was a Raro box set that I picked up. And this is the Blu-ray. I got the DVD edition of this. So right here is the Fernando de Leo Crime Collection. There's 2 of these. I have this one here with Caliber 9, The Italian Connection, The Boss, The Rulers of the City. Great films. And there's a second one, Shoot First, Die Later, which I got on its own on Blu-ray. The Kidnap Syndicate and Naked Violence. Again, great sets. Incredible stuff. Fear No Evil, Ritual of Evil is also another cool one. So we got a lot of recommendations right here. And across the board, if you got the bones to do it, these film noir sets are just amazing. And I love the fact that they re-release some of the early ones. So you can get them right from the beginning. Film noir volumes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes to 9 and then 5. My favorite DeLeo, I love Caliber 9. Let me look back. I like The Boss a lot. Shoot First Die Later is really good. I really like Shoot First Die Later. I'm gonna go with Caliber 9. Actually, you're on the mark. That's probably my favorite DeLeo. Like there may be ones that I haven't seen, but they're the ones that I've seen. Caliber 9 for sure. Because I got to rewatch Shoot First Die Later. I was iffy on the ending when I saw it. So we got film number I'm 6, 7, 8, so 9 up there, 10. So up to number like 11 here for these film noir box sets. So if you're a fan of these, there's some great stuff. The first one, of course, they're all the same price, but the first one has that as 5 films, and I think all the rest of them have 3. So I'd say get the first one first. And that has really good films. You Ran All the Way, Witness to Murder, Big House, USA, Bullet for Joey, and Storm Fear. I like Storm Fear a lot. Got The Final Option here. Again, another really good one. Definite recommendation on Final Option. 5 Miles to Midnight. I like this. I'm big. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to recommend 5 Miles to Midnight. I like Sophie Loren. I really like Anthony Perkins. But I have like a kind of a blind spot for Anthony Perkins. I love anything Anthony Perkins. So take that with the grain of blind spot salt. On flick, of course, Alain Delon here looking very Tony Curtis-esque. Does anybody else think he looks like young Tony Curtis there? These here I would love to own. These are the kind of the golden age of exploitation pictures. They did a bunch of these, and these are so much fun. I picked these up to grab them. I was in Canada, like 1 or 2 of these, and they weren't very expensive. And I think at the time my mom said, if you want to get one, I'll get you one. I said, I got a lot to get now, so wait on it. But I think next time I go to Canada, I'm probably going to pick a couple of these up because they're really fun. They're like these tales like, oh, don't drink or don't date or do drugs. Like, oh, Horrible things are going to happen to you. Reefer Madness is there, Damaged Lives, Girl Gang, Pin Down Girl, The Wages of Sin. We'll just check out one of these because I want to show you, give you an idea what this is. We have repackaging the creaky melodramas of the 30s and 40s. Exploitation distributors in the 1960s began importing European films which were more frank in their depiction of sexual manners. Any integrity the original film may have possessed was obliterated by sensational titles and ad campaigns employed to market them to American grindhouse. A soap-style dramatization of life inside a woman's clinic. The film argues on behalf of birth control and safe legal abortion. That was something big back then. Let's think about when it was done, too, right? In the US, the film was released by Don Davison as Wages of Sin and accompanied by a live lecture and additional childbirth shorts. Yeah, that's what we want to see, a real life childbirth in a film, both of which are included here. This Kino Classic Edition includes another serious treatise on birth control, the one not sold on the exploitation circuit, The Misery and Fortune of Women. Very interesting stuff here. Don't know if I'd ever watched the like the live birth shorts, but it's nice to have it. And stuff like there's like mom and dad. This was a big one. This is actually one of the big ones. Yeah, this kind of they did a lot of these ones here. So basically, what would happen is guys would go around with these here films, and they would go from town to town, and they'd go in and they'd have like books that they would sell. They make up like books. But when I say books, they would get like free books and pamphlets and stuff like that, and make it into like an educational book. Come and see this, understand your children type of thing. And they'd have like live lecturers there that like were kind of like actors or just carny people that would be kind of pretend to be like doctors and stuff. Screenings were presented with a live sex hygiene lecturer who underscored the film's educational value and sold informational pamphlets. It became one of the highest grossing films of the 1940s, yet for decades was unavailable for screening. Definitely a recommendation on this one here. Really, this is, if you could get one of those, I say go with that one, because that is a great representation of that whole. Look, a bunch of marijuana, narcotic here, peekaboo. We got the Force Tenant from Navarone. Now, there's my better half type here. Force of One with, of course, Chuck Norris. Francis Truffaut collection. Definitely cool. And their French Noir collection, really good one there. Only for £24 for dollars. Oh, sorry, I'm used to the arrow right now. That's the one. Billy Waters Fortune Cookies, really good as well. This one's a more pricey one, but still it's down in price. It's a Fritz Lang collection. I picked this one up recently too. The Fu Manchu double feature set with Warner Oland, who would go on to bigger fame, playing Charlie Chan. But this one here, we had the Indicator Fu Manchu set with the Christopher Lee ones, so we wanted to get the Warner Oland ones, have the kind of all the Fu Manchu stuff. We got to watch these actually. When my better ass feeling better, we'll watch these films. She gets a kick out of these. They're kind of like adventure films. Wouldn't like really pass the muster today, but they're good for their day. Buster Keaton, The Generals here. Ghost Breakers again. If you're a Bob Hope fan. We got Ghost Warrior here with Hiroshi Fujiko. Girl on Motorcycle. Again, another one I like. Girl Hunters, Mickey Spillane. With Mickey Spillane as Mike Hammer, by the way. So that's different for you. Mickey Spillane is more of a writer than an actor, but definitely a career worth checking out. God's Gun, Lee Van Cleef, Jack Palance, great film. Glass House, Truman Capote with Alan Alda doing Alan Alda is such so it's a shame. Like he got so associated with MASH that he didn't get to do as much as I really think he should have done later on. He's such a powerful actor. We have Gog here in 3D. If you want a 3D movie, Gog's a 3D film. You want a good movie, Gog's a 3D film. Golden Needles here with Joe Don Baker and Jim Kelly. Gold with Roger Moore. Have the Gomorrah series or Gotcha. I love this movie. As soon as I see this one, like right away, the song Gotcha like comes to my head because that's a really addictive song. So super love that one. Grace Mart's a really good one with, of course, Indie Darling, Elenia Douglas is in this one. We got The Great Escape from 4K for $17.99. Great price for that one there. I still recommend Gotcha. It's a lot really fun. Early role for Anthony Edwards. Beautiful Linda Fiorentino was in that one as well. I lost like 4 people when I talked about those early exploitation films. We got The Gray Fox here with a Canadian film. Richard Farnsworth, fantastic actor. Gunrunners, Half Baked. I know it's more of a cult film, like Guana, Cult of the Damned. That's a different type of cult film. So we have Hannibal in 4K. Not my favorite. If this, that would have to be like $9.99 for you to buy Hannibal. Hard Target in 4K. Now there's a good 4K. That's a much better 4K right there. Hard Target. We got Hard Country, The Hard Ways here. Hatch for a Honeymoon, a great redemption one. Mario Bava 2. One of the few Mario Bava movies I don't own. That one and Kill Baby Kills, I was like told last night that I had to pick up. Heartbeats, it's a really weird film with Andy Kaufman and Bernadette Peters, but I enjoyed it. 4K for High Plains Drifter. Love that film. Got Highway to Hell, still an underrated one. This one doesn't get talked about enough. Hell's Run Red with Thomas Hunter and Henry Silva and Dan Duryea. The early Hitchcock collection for $19.99 for the Blu-ray. That's actually pretty damn good, actually. That's like a $50 like set. Because that one includes like his really early stuff, like The Ring is here, like his his silent films, The Farmer's Wife, Champagne, and Max Man. Also included is the 1931 sound feature, The Skin Game, a rising melodrama about feuding families. So very, very different Hitchcock. Not at all what you would expect from him. We got Hollywoodland here, Horse Soldiers, which is a great release. You got you so quiet. Great stuff here. We got Hound of the Baskervilles with Peter Cook and Dudley Moore. Not my favorite version of Hound of the Baskervilles, but definitely interesting one to check out. House of Long Shadows, a different Pete Walker film, more of a comedy. But we get back to the serious Pete Walker stuff with House of Whipcord, which is a great film. Steve McQueen in The Hunter, excellent film. Lon Chaney's Hunchback of Notre Dame, another amazing film. I'm Dangerous Tonight with the still beautiful and utterly like captivating Matt Chanamic, works on Riverdale now, which is ending in its last season. By the way, it's really good. I'm very surprised. I, the Jury, a very 80s film, but a very much like very good, like make very, very good title. I'm Dangerous Tonight is definitely decent. Anthony Perkins again too. Like I have the Anthony Perkins bias, but I also have a Matt Chanamic like bias. I was totally in love with Matt Chanamic. I think a lot of people were back then. She's just like this stunningly beautiful woman, and that hasn't changed. Chris Lee in Search of Dracula, the documentary there, was a lot of fun. We got Impasse here, another Alan Bates, Brian Cox one in Celebration. We got Picpus and Cecile is Dead, and Inspector Magro double feature. That's one I better have would totally grab. She's a huge fan of Inspector Magro, and she actually taught me about that character. The Ipcress Files with Michael Caine. Irma LaDouche is here. Got The Italian Job. Jack the Giant Killer, including the musical edition of Jack the Giant Killer as well. Ingrid Bergman's Joan of Arc. In Joan of Arc, we got Jungle Holocaust. Not a favorite. Kid Stays in Picture. I love the movie's okay, but I love the book. I read the book so many times. Kidnapped is here. Kill Them All with Chuck Connors. Kill Them All and Come Back Alone. Kill a Dragon with Jack Palance. Aldo Ray's in that one too. That's pretty cool. Killer's Kiss on 4K. The Killing on 4K. See, those were put together with Criterion, I think, and with Arrow Video. But Kino like put them on 4K, which is great, but they separated them. I would like to see them as a set. We got another redemption title right here with Lady from Shanghai. Fantastic. Rita Hayworth. Love this movie. Orson Welles. I have the Mill Creek edition of that one on a Rita Hayworth set. So I'm good. Lady Vengeance is here. The Land Unknown. Last of the Dogman, Larceny. There's some great titles. Let's Kill Uncle. Link is fun. I had a lot of fun with Link. Elizabeth Shue and Terrence Stamp. Feel like that type of stuff. Little Future of the collective films of Morris Engel and Ruth Orkin. That one I don't know. But there's some great titles here. There's a lot of like genre stuff here now. There used to be like Mill Creek was never Mill Creek. Kino Lorber was never known for their like their genre stuff until a few years back when they really started getting this. The Long Goodbye. Not super sold on the cover of The Long Goodbye. It looks like a cracked Mad type cover. But Long Goodbye is a really good film. Love Slaves of the Amazon. Who's not going to pick that up? Kurt Sodermack. There you go. The Love Butcher. You got the Mad Doctor here. Mademoiselle C. This is actually neat one. Mamie Van Doren Film Noir Collection. I think my dad actually has this one. We're both big Mamie Van Doren fans, and she's Mamie Van Doren after all. Magician, the astonishing life and work of Orson Welles. That's something that's very interesting. Jean-Paul Belmondo, anything he's in. And Jacqueline Bisset. Oh, wow. Okay. La Magnifique. Sammy Davis Jr. and A Man Called Adam. Double feature here, Man from Del Rio and The Ride Back. Anthony Quinn Western double feature. Got Terrence Hill and Man of the East. Love Terrence Hill. Man in the Shadow with Jeff Chandler and Orson Welles. Marathon Man in 4K. I'm going by this really quickly, guys. I'm just giving you some of my recommendations as we go through. Mark Zorro here, 1940, Tyrone Power. Definite recommendation on that one. The Martian Chronicles. If you like sci-fi, but it's going to be slow going, but it's good. Marty, of course, is a classic film. The Mask. This is a Canadian film, and it was big for back in the day. So it's 3D, where there's 3D sequences in the film, and it lets you know because he's addicted to a mask, and he puts like, put on the mask. It is now time to put on the mask. When he puts on the mask, you put on your 3D glasses, and that's when these freaky like looking 3D scenes come out. It's pretty cool, actually. Masquerade with Cliff Robertson. I actually really like that. The Master, the complete TV series. Love this one here. Just got Madigan from Indicator Sale. Good choice. Masquerade I really liked. You don't get a lot of Meg Tilly stuff now. I know she came in for Chucky, which I was really happy about. But I like Masquerade. It was one of those kind of later 80s neo-noir films. Mata Hari, Sylvia Crystal. I would tell you about that. If you like the 3D stuff, The Maze in 3D is here. Mephisto Waltz is here as well, as is the earlier film Mephisto. We got Metropolis here if you're collecting the classics. The Mirror Cracked. I saw this one. Oh, God, I saw this in theater too, I'm pretty sure. Because I think this is Angela Lansbury as her only time playing Miss Marple. Well, except for the time she was in a show called Murder, She Wrote, which is pretty much Miss Marple. You can buy the missing in action ones for $9.99 each, or you can buy all three of them in a box set for $29.99. So pretty similar. Right? Honestly, you can probably save a little money, but not getting the box set. Mo' Better Blues is a great film. We got Moment by Moment here. Murphy's Law, Mr. Majestic, The Monster. My favorite Burnett, My Gun is Quick. I won't go through all these guys because it's just way too many. 4K for Mystery Man. Really happy to see that one. Mysterious Island of Beautiful Women. Don't know what that is, but I'll totally watch it. We got there's just way too many good things here. Just Franco, Neuroses. Is that a latter Franco film? 85. Not bad, actually. So Lena Romax. Yeah, because looks like Lena Romax was younger there, unless that was different. But I'll only go to page 10 for this one. We'll do a dedicated video on the sale later on. Number 17 is here. The Octagon is here. And as well, we got Omega Syndrome. There's one I actually want to pick up down the road. Ken Wall from like Wise Guys in that one. Once Upon a Crime is here. Orchard and Murders. OSS 117. What price is that one at? That's a really good set, actually. Anything Buster Keaton. I don't know. Got Out of Sight is here in 4K. Paths to Glory. If you're like a real big like a Kubrick fan, that's here in 4K as well. Phantom of the Opera. Argento. This is Argento one. And I'll go down in that. Like, I like this one. Hey there, Alan. Welcome, man. That is great. Fantastic. Pioneers of African American Cinemas here as well. The set. Planet of the Vampires with the new slipcases here. Pioneer first women filmmakers, and is here as a set as well. Program to Kill, though. I remember this one being fun. I like Robert Ginty, and Sound of Bergman was gorgeous. Love Professional is a great film. The Quest, I remember liking this one. aka Frog Dreaming. Whenever it was called Frog Dreaming, I would totally like not know what the film was. And our last one for today, at least, or for this video, we got Rawhead Rex. You can buy the Steelbook for $9.99, or you can buy the regular one. So why don't you just buy the Steelbook? The Ravens here. Real Mackay I liked, and a lot of people didn't. Remo Williams, buy the Arrow edition, like 100%. If you've got a region free player, make sure you get the Arrow edition because there's a feature-length documentary that's worth owning. Return to Macon County, I saw when I was really young. Return to the Musketeers is good. It's Richard Lester, I think, directing that one. We got Revenge of the Shogun Women in 3D, Revolt of the Slaves, Revenge of the Ninja, Revenge of the Dead. I remember this one too. The River, really like that one here. RKO, I love these here. The look of these are just beautiful. RKO Classic Adventures and RKO Classic Romances. Got a very pulp novel type look to them. It's Romeo and Juliet. I'm not quite sure. I'll check for you before I go though. Rocco Schiavone, Ice Cold Murders. That's the TV show, right? Yeah. Roadhouse is here. The Rock Hudson Collection. Rough Night in Jericho. That's a good film. A really good film, actually. We got Samson and Seven Miracles here as well. Savage Sisters is a lot of fun. Gloria Henry's in this one. Yeah, definitely recommendation on Savage Sisters. Secret of Dorian Gray. I like Massimo Dallamano, as you know, from the early part when I was doing the Last Arrow collection for now. And September Storm 3D. And Dad actually thought this was a good 3D, I think so. And Dad collects 3D, so we got that one. Section Mimi is here. 7 Days to Noon. Serial Killer 1. TV thing? She with Sound of Bergman. I like Sound of Bergman. Sorry, but Shenandoah is a really good film with James Stewart. Sicilian Clan. This is actually pretty cool. It has both versions of the film here. So this was actually a 2 disc set. We didn't know it when we bought it. And Silence of the Lambs. Now, before I go, I'll check on Romeo and Juliet for you. See if it's still available. And it doesn't look like it. So that one's not there anymore. But with that being said, I went through a whole bunch, for those that came in late, of my Arrow video releases. I was wondering if you should go back. Definitely, because, just to give you an idea, we went through all of these. Went through this. We went through all of these. These. All of these right here. This amazing early out of print set as well. So if you are coming in here later and you're thinking, what's this Kino stuff? Isn't this an Arrow video one? It is. The large part, the first portion of this is all the Arrow video stuff. So if you want to see that, just go back to the beginning of the video, and that's where all the Arrow stuff is at. All the Arrow goodness. We will be doing some more Arrow stuff this one because this is the month of Arrow, and I got some more Arrow video ones coming up. More about the Carnage Easter Carnage sale because I think it's really, really good. I know a lot of people are getting into Kino stuff, so I want to come in and actually do those as well and mention it. I'll do a dedicated Kino video down the road, but we got the first 10 pages out of the way, so there's that. My name is Aaron. I want to thank you so much for coming in and joining me. If you want to, then we have a super chat donate thing. You can do it. You don't have to do it. Either way, I'm just glad you're here. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you next time right here in the Cult of Cinema.